What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit and I am back with some more Age of Mythology, the hybrid mod action. Spawning in the left hand side of the map, it looks like it's a combined clan. We have F2 and AoL in the green color playing as Zeus. His name is Player. Partner today in the red color playing as Thor is Iron Maiden, and in the purple color playing as Odin is darkrizen. Their opponents today from the ONU clan is ponekster, maybe that's ponekster just with a troll name. He's playing Thor. In the yellow color we have Sparks also playing Thor, and in the blue color playing as Zeus we have Piske. The map is Mediterranean, and I'm super excited to see more of these Mediterranean games. We're seeing a scout come in here. Definitely want to bolt that guy as soon as you possibly can. If I am Player, because he's going to bolt that villager, I guarantee that's going to come through. It's just going to slow down any sort of advance. Oh, not going to bolt the villager. Okay. Generally in nilla, it's advantageous to kill off one villager with your bolt at the very start of the game, so it slows down your opponent's advance time by 15 seconds and gives you a significant advantage if they don't kill your villagers. So getting away with something there from Player. Generally the counter to that, if you're playing Zeus, is to bolt their scout so that they can't get any goat, which means that they have to find their boar and basically build another granary, which does make things difficult for them. Anyways, Maiden got his dock up. Everyone's got their dock up. Darkrizen got their dock up. Sparing out those fishing ships. A little bit of history about Iron Maiden. He's been playing since before I started. Ancient player who's on and off. Loves the game. Yeah, he's the leader of the AoL clan and has always had a fairly decent Thor. So hopefully he can dive into his skill set and bring something out. It looks like he's going for a relatively fast advance time with only 4 villagers on wood. Probably only going to be building like six or something fishing ships. And Darkrizen, only 3 villagers on wood, so he's going super fast. Maybe if everybody rushes, this could be a good idea. It does look like Player's only going for 5 villagers on wood, so that's 430. So we'll see if these guys can come out with something interesting there. It doesn't look like there's enough pigs in Player's base. He needs to grab some of those pigs and basically find him and send them over to his base, otherwise he's going to have to build a granary. Piske is got 6 villagers on the wood, so he's going even later, so he's going to get a lot of pressure early in the game. And Sparks is doing a similar build order to Maiden, so they should be advancing about the same time, and the same thing with ponekster. I don't know what I should say there. I don't know. I thought ponekster was on DoD, so this must be someone else. Anyways, we got the fishing ship spamming out at this point. I'm expecting to see quite a big water battle. Potentially a fast heroic is an option. There's 1 pig being found there for Player. He's going to be pretty upset about his pig scouting here. If we check his line of sight, he's checked kind of everywhere, but he just has got fairly unlucky, and it kind of looks like Blue's taken some of his pigs as well. Anyways, we'll see if he can still manage to get to that next age, or if he's going to have to jump over to these chickens, which it looks like he's going to be doing. Having to build a granary at this point is not what you want to be doing at all. You can just get 1 villager to build a granary though, so that should be totally fine. The granary is going up, and more fishing ships are pumping out of these docks. Woo! Let's go. See, Temple's going up for Piske. Temple is up for Sparks, and he's changing around villages already. So he's going through Freya, nice and fast. So is Maiden. So Maiden's a little bit quicker. Piske not just in the next stage yet. Ponekster not there either. Darkrizen looks like he's about to advance. He's a little bit late. Sometimes when you go for these early build orders, you can really stuff them up. It's very important to keep on top of him. We have only 5 fishing ships from Darkrizen as well, so a little bit of inefficiency in his build order. If you're going to go for this late of an advance time with 5 fishing ships, if you're going to go for a build order and advance at this point in the game, you should generally have 6 to 9 fishing ships. 5 fishing ships does make life a little bit difficult for you. Means affording hand axe and pickaxe is kind of hard. Anyways, we do see Ulfsarks moving up to chuck down the second dock. Maiden, very good, putting those things down as soon as possible. We're seeing Athena from Piske. Players going through Athena as well, so no Hermes, I like that. We're seeing Freya from ponekster, Sparks, Freya. So there's going to be quite a few forest fires. It actually is an advantage for the for the AoL+F2 team, because Odin has access to those ravens to send forward, and you can double burn one person's wood and really make it hard for him while you put the pressure on. We do see forest fire straight away onto F2 player. That's going to be totally fine though. There's only 3 villages there, and they can just move over to this wood line and be totally fine there. And I feel like we aren't going to be seeing from player a fast heroic or anything. He's only got 5 villages on gold. One of those villages isn't dropping their gold though. That's unfortunate. Only 4 villages on gold for Piske, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. We do see Catastrophic Scout running into the base of Piske, and that's huge because that's all of the villages right there are going to be having to move away from this location. He's built the double storehouse on one forest. That's not what you want to do. You want to split your villages up against forest fires every single time. Anyways, we are seeing boats starting to pump out right now. We see longboats from yellow, and blue's got quite a few of those fishing ships, and he's chucked up a 3rd dock, so he's going to be going hard on this water. And we are seeing a 3rd dock from darkrizen as well. So lots of those longboats coming out. We're going to see a meet and greet right here. 4 longboats against 2 longboats. Going to be a victory for the 4 longboats there. So Teal's going to have to retreat out, and we're seeing a little bit of a micro fight over here with F2 player taking out Piske, and Maiden trying to keep control of these longboats, not doing the best job. We're seeing another forest fire onto the base of player right now, but he can just move up to this location here. Oh, he is actually short on wood. He does need to cancel one of these. Oh no, he's short on wood, so he's gonna have to drop these woods into his town center and rebuild the storehouse. Hopefully he does that before he gets to 100. Yep, that's going to be totally fine there. That's brutal, but he's still going to be able to take down this location. He's got more triremes than Piske at the moment, and it looks like Maiden is a little bit under pressure right now. There's kind of too many boats here, but if player was to start focus firing those yellow boats down, he should be totally fine. They also have access to Athena, which could be totally good, and we are seeing darkrizen is pushing back ponekester, so they're going to be taking a bit of an advantage on that side of the map, and it looks like Piske and Sparks are pushing in here. But if you can surround these guys, it's always better to be on the outside of the archer ship battle than on the inside. So if these guys can coordinate a little bit better, darkrizen chucking his forest fire down onto Sparks while this fight's going is great. We're seeing a restoration there, and we're seeing darkrizen come in to take advantage of it as well. And we do see quite a good restoration there. However, it's just forcing the other players back. So that was a double GP usage from the AoL+F2 clan to put a lot of pressure onto their opponents there. They do need to start moving in right now. Don't want to take the foot off the throat. Once you got the advantage, you got to keep trying to take it. We are seeing the darkrizen has met ponekester over here, or ponekester, and all of his ships look like they're going to be going down. We have 10 ships over here to 9 ships, so it's a little bit difficult. However, Maiden could be helping out with his own ships at this point, which it looks like he's coming in to do, and that's going to force ponekester out, and we are going to see a little bit of an attempt to slow these boats down. But boats have very good pathfinding. They can just kind of travel through anything, and they don't like cavalry, where if they get bumped, it's like, oh, I can't walk anymore, that's terrible. Boats are pretty good at getting through units, but he does take quite a few hit points of damage there and loses a couple of boats, and Maiden's going to be traveling back over to help out player, and that should be totally fine. He should be able to hold here while Maiden comes over, and should be able to take out this location here. Yeah, Piske is attempting to take out what Maiden has, and now player comes in. Just need to do a little bit better micro here. Pulling back some of these ships would be profitable for his own units there, but they're not doing that. It's fine. Forcing back ONU at this point is great. Going to be very good there. All of these guys heading back to their base, and yeah, feels good, man. Feels good, man. The fight over on the bottom is not really happening. It's kind of like just back and forths. But player's starting to hit that nice massive units, and he's got quite a few amounts of food right now, so he's starting to pump onto the gold so he can get into that next age. Maiden's nowhere close to the next age. Piske nowhere near. Neither, no, and no. So it looks like player playing this game very, very well. Going to be able to hit the heroic age at this rate. He's probably going to be able to hit the heroic age at about the 10 minute or like the 10 minute 30 mark, maybe, if you can chuck the armory down in time. Just needs to cancel out some of the trireme production in order to do so. So let's see if he does do that. We are seeing some Pegasus come out from Piske. I hate this. It's like they send the Pegasus out into these fights and you can just chuck them over the enemy ships and they can... Basically, it means you have to focus fire every single time. Otherwise, your ships will start attacking the Pegasus. And if your ships attack the Pegasus, that's bad. Because they're not attacking other archer ships. It's just... And you can get the upgrade for the Pegasus so that it only costs favor as well. It's absolutely brutal, but it does come into your population, and I think it's a little bit too late for Piske right now. He's got very few boats left, and Maiden is pushing in, doing very, very well with those units. Yeah, we're seeing Trireme move in from player as well, and it looks like darkrizen is holding his own against ponekster at this point. He's got 16 ships right now versus 13, and he's pulling back. I hate seeing this. Generally, if you've got more ships, and you can work out if you've got more ships simply by selecting them all, you should be fighting as much as you possibly can. We are seeing player chasing in sparks into his docks, and we're still seeing these Pegasus here, which could be used to distract, but not on top of that with Piske at all. We do see that players chilling in front of the docks and doing completely fine there. Couple of no raids. Nope, I thought there was a raid over there, but no raids just yet. So this is just going to be a cut and dry push through this water, and AoL and F2 are going to be super far ahead on the economy. Should be great. Should be great. We are seeing player move in as well. Pick off all of what Sparks has got right here. Sparks is sitting at, what is that, like 18 ships? Yeah. So they're gonna be under a lot of pressure from player, and also it looks like ponekster is coming over here right now, trying to make life difficult for F2 and AoL, and darkrizen not reacting at all right now. He needs to get into Teal's base and either kill the economy or get over here and help, because this is not what you want to see if you're an F2 AoL supporter. And we're gonna be attempting to pick off these guys over here, and they're gonna be retreating, and that's gonna be totally fine. However, we do see that Apollo has... Oh, Apollo. Why not? I guess he thought he was 1. I thought the water was 1, so that's why no Dionysus. But you're leaving yourself open to... while you do get access to town centers and you can underworld a location and do a lot of damage, you do leave yourself open to Skylar really hurting you here. And we're seeing darkrizen move in, attempt to find the fishing ships of ponekster instead of helping out his team, and he's actually going to be in a bit of a difficult situation here. As well, I guess maybe he does have Juggernaut coming out, so they're going to start doing quite a bit of damage, and that's going to force Sparks back. Even if Piske wants to fight, they need to refocus these units at this point. I do like that he's going for this town center as well, but we are seeing Jason come through. That's not going to be enough to stop this. All you have to do is Alt-S these villages, and it should go up. We are seeing more villages come through, and I think they're going to be a little bit too late. We see one bolt going down, but it's going to be not enough. Town center goes up. These villages have to get away, and players going to be sitting in a really nice position there. Going to be taking out most of these triremes with Juggernaut, and we're seeing Maiden moving away. We do see what's happening here. darkrizen's trying to surround these guys. He's got this side, and Maiden's got this side. We are seeing burning pitch coming out, which is not good. It's not the best upgrade to be grabbing if you're Norse, because it actually doesn't help you that much in the water fight. It gives you a little bit more pierce armor, pierce attack against longboats, but that's about it, and it costs so many resources. You can actually get both classical and heroic pierce armor upgrades for the same cost as burning pitch, and you just do that, and it's much more efficient. Unless you need to be killing off docks, that's pretty much the only use for burning pitch on archer ships. They don't really benefit much at all. And we're going to be seeing some archery ranges coming up and stables coming up for player, some walls as well, more town centers going up, so he's going to be getting out of control in this economy. I'd like to see him not grab this town center just for a little bit to allow himself to like settle into this economy. If you grab this third town center, you're going to have no food to produce any army, and it's going to be difficult to hold on to this town center, especially against a Zeus player who can spam out hoplite and then push this through. We are seeing Odysseus and Jason trying to do some harass here. However, they're going to get pushed back, and more of this fish battle is going to be going into the favor of AoL and F2. AoL Iron Maiden is actually playing out of his mind as well. I kind of didn't even expect him to be able to be at a higher level, but he's obviously been playing quite a bit recently and doing very, very well. He is he does have way too many villagers on wood. So this is one of those things that you forget when you're playing on these water maps. 20 villagers on wood is enough, and then you want to put villagers on food so you can get to the next age. You also need to have more villagers on gold as well. So for next time, Maiden, for next time. Alrighty, players getting a little bit pushed back here from Sparks and Piske, and it looks like Iron Maiden's going straight into those raiding cavalries, and he's going to be looking for villagers to pick off. Going to be attempting to move in here. There's more than enough units to be defending against this, so Maiden maybe not making the right decision here, but more units pumping out now for darkrizen. He's going to be moving in, and it looks like all of the fish is probably going to be falling right now. This is definitely a advantageous position right now for ONU. Easily going to be able to pick off all of these juggernauts, the longboats, and the triremes going to do a significant amount of damage. Potentially, if we jump over to player's perspective, he's still building longboat juggernauts, so potentially with the defender's advantage, he should be okay, but he's going to be losing all of those fishing ships as well. So that's going to be a bit of an issue for him to be coming back into this game. We are seeing armories up now for Piske, so he's going to be looking to go to the next age. And Sparks is building up his things over here. We're seeing those raids come in from AoL Iron Maiden, moving in, trying to find what he can do there. And we're finally seeing darkrizen join into this fight right now. He's got the nice composition, Ulfsark, throwing axemen, builds super fast, can start putting on the pressure really early. And Maiden's moving forward, going to be building up longhouses in the front position right now. If we jump over to darkrizen's perspective, he's looking a little bit close to the next age. We are seeing Maiden go through Bragi. Piske is going through Apollo. Ponekster, not yet in the next age, but he can advance, so he's probably going to go through his own Bragi, potentially Skadi as well. And we're seeing more of this push happening right now. We have seen that player has managed to defend over on this location. However, player is moving in right now, trying to figure out where to do the damage. There's quite a few villages in this back location here, so you should be looking out for that. But it looks like he's moving over into Sparks' base. Going to try and pick off some of those villages and do some damage right there. And we're seeing Sparks move around, trying to find the fishing ships of AoL Iron Maiden, but looks like he's going to be attempting to pick those guys off as soon as possible there. And we're seeing, oh, this is going to be huge if Maiden can see it. He's got all of these raiders going to be able to pick off a bunch of those yellow villages right there as they were moving over to this gold mine. And we're seeing player figuring out where the gold operation of Piske is, and he's going to pick off all of these villages as well. We do see that Maiden has hit the heroic age through Bragi right now. He has moved into the base of Sparks, and he's trying to pick off as many of these villages as he possibly can. Should move away, move on to this gold mine location if he can possibly find it. And this town center is going to be stopped by all of these units here. We are seeing Piske move in with his army, and it may be not enough to stop this town center going up, so he should probably retreat there. Ponekster going through Skadi, so he's going to have some sort of a response to whatever Maiden does with his Bragi, and we are seeing town centers delayed right now. We have got this town center going up for Maiden, grabbing it in the front of Ponekster, so they're going to have an access of 4 town centers to 2 town centers on both sides of the map, which does equate to what is that, 11 town centers to something else? No, that doesn't sound right. 6, 9, no, 11 town centers. 4, 4, and 3. Yep. 11 town centers to 4 plus 3, 7 town centers. So that's a pretty big advantage in the population for AoL and F2. So ONU in a bit of a predicament right now. Piske has managed to defend though, so he's still holding on. However, we do see fortresses up, Petropoli are coming out, and player probably doesn't even need to be thinking about water anymore. He's got 4 town centers. He's banned villages. I think he's probably max villages. We've seen darkrizen hit the heroic age through Njord, which is going to do a lot of damage. Njord is such a strong god. Never used enough. Has access to that ring giver upgrade, which makes your Jarls super strong. We are seeing darkrizen chuck this fortress up right near what's his name, Ponekster. Does he see it? He doesn't see it, so he's right out of the line of sight. That's a really nice play there. Going to be able to chuck that one up. And we're seeing player move in with these Petropoli, attempt to pick off this town center as best as he possibly can. We are seeing oh, there we go. Seeing this this walking woods in a really nice spot. Going to be able to move towards these and these. Unfortunately, if you're quick enough to react to walking woods, you can send one villager close to the woods, and then every tree will focus fire him. It's a little secret. Not many people know this, and then you can just run away with that villager, and they'll literally chase the villager to the corner of the map. That's how you defend against Walking Woods. If you do it this way, you lose a lot of villages because Walking Woods is a lot of damage right there. Anyways, we're seeing a bunch of those units are getting picked off. And we're seeing darkrizen's going to start producing those portable rams, and I'm assuming Maiden's going to be hitting that mythic age soon. No market just yet. Could be chucking that one up and then doing something crazy. We're seeing Frost get cast for some reason somewhere. Where is it? Frost getting cast over here, slowing down player right now. Spark's actually sitting in a pretty decent position. He's got these 3 town centers, so he can start helping out. He's got the boom happening, so he just needs to get those units up, get some more Ulfsar, get some Huskar coming out so he can deal with this army of player. And then it's going to be all up to ponekster to be defending against Maiden and darkrizen, which I just think is going to be very, very difficult at this point. If we jump over to darkrizen's perspective, he's grabbing that ring giver and he's going for Jarls. I love it, I love it, I love it. Both of those hill forts coming out right now. These units become so strong once you get those upgrades into them. And but that does mean you don't get access to portable rams. I mean, you do have them, but it's just like your hill forts are preoccupied training Jarls instead of siege units. But they're completely fine with dealing with that. We do see Teal's got a couple of idols here. Needs to get those back into the fight, and we're seeing more and more upgrades coming through for player. Player should be advancing to the mythic age. Yeah, he's going through Hephaestus. Probably would be a faster victory with Herarch, just like one of those things you can just use to make your opponents hit the resign button because they lose all their units. We're seeing some villagers move in right now, maybe going to be attempting to attack. No, they want to farm in the fight. They want to go farming. That's unfortunate for them. All of these guys look like they're going to be under a lot of pressure. And Maiden looking a little bit like he needs to do something with his army. Could just move around in this location and be totally fine. We're seeing some more of Sparks just trying to slow down the decimation of the water as well. Not the most useful use of your time there, Sparks. But that's totally fine. We're seeing Frost get cast somewhere. Frost getting cast over here onto Maiden's units, which means he does have access to use his Bragi flaming weapons in order to do a lot of damage. And Hephaestus is coming through. I'm assuming Maiden still not in the next stage. He's got so much wood. That's not what you want to do. Can definitely go through Ragnarok though. We see ponekster go through Ragnarok and cast it straight away. Ponekster, though, that's only 146 population. This should be defended very, very easily by AoL and F2. This Heroes of Ragnarok, there's just not that many. He can move in, but you just have to pump out heavy Ulfsar, get some more upgrades, and it's going to be totally fine. If you check out the upgrades for Heroes of Ragnarok, there's no upgrades for them, so they're super weak. They do have 30% pierce armor and hack armor. However, without anything else, they're going to be just under a lot of pain from even just the great Jarls. And all of these units are going to be moving in. Going to be totally fine here to defend against this. And it looks like ponekster is going to have to retreat, dropping from that 30 favor straight away, not favor population, and we see an underworld passage get cast somewhere. Where is he going? Moving over here, going to be attempting to raid the gold miners of darkrizen, and these should all die. I feel like they should not get away, but darkrizen should not even mind. He's got 3 town centers, can rebuild these guys fairly quickly, but he is going to be attempting to get away with those guys, and essentially he just needs to attack, I guess, and hopefully not lose too much stuff. We're seeing a watchtower going up in the base. That's a little bit cute. But this location looks like it's going to be taken out by player. Player should move in, be able to grab this town center fairly soon. Could potentially go for it right now considering there's no real units here. However, maybe he is spending all of his resources on armory upgrades and things like that. He's sitting at 180 population as well. And we do see that the underworld is coming here for player. Going to be trying to defend against this, but this town center, they're going to be using some of these villages to attack. I'd probably just change my Ulfsar, my villages into Ulfsar here. Get tributed some resources, and then that should be able to defend. But this town center is also pretty beefy. Fortified town center should be fine. And we're seeing some of those archers come in right now. Going to be enough to defend against this. And all of these units are pumping right now into the base of ponekster. Going to be losing this town center, and house is falling as well. Be very difficult for him to defend this, especially with his army up here. Going to be retreating back into that underworld, which has been destroyed, so no real retreat there for him. It did manage to slow down the push in this location though, so Blue probably could have used that to grab this town center back, but it looks like not able to get on top of that fast enough. Villagers moving in, going to be trying to grab this town center as well. Grab that 5th town center. Feels good, man. Yeah. What's going on here? Town Center is going to be up now for AoL Iron Maiden. he's going to be sitting at 5 town centers, which is huge for him. And looks like all the units are back over here. So villagers trying to grab this town center back up from Piske against player, but feel like player's sitting in a good enough position right now to basically stop this. He's still got a Heliopoli right now, smashing that. He's got Burning Pitch on it as well. Where's all his units? He's not. Oh no, he's not running through the. He's not. Oh, he's chasing the Heroes of Ragnarok. Okay, we do see that tier has come through for AoL Iron Maiden. That's going to start doing damage everywhere. That means you have to start garrisoning your villages, and that means no more resources coming in, and it's very difficult to hold on while you're getting battered down by Fimbulwinter. And Spark decides to tap out. GG. ponekster decides to tap out, and then Piske should say GG as well. Super well played there by F2 and AoL. Managed to basically just play the game without any significant issues. ponekster tried to do some sort of last-ditch play, but Ragnarok really doesn't do that much in Nilla because you don't have access to classical town centers. So you have to get into the heroic age and be spamming villages super early. So if you go for some sort of fast heroic with or maybe like a semi-fast heroic with like 10 Ulfsark and grab your early second town center, you can get a fairly decent 15-minute Ragnarok. But on this map, on Mediterranean, you're not going for a semi-fast heroic. You're not going to be there until like 10 minutes or at the earliest. And then even then, you're getting to the mythic age by 15 minutes with a bunch of villagers. Just not going to happen. Anyways, super well played there. If you enjoyed this game, please rate, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to see my videos as soon as they come out. My name is Boit, and I will see you guys next time.